This conference will now be recorded.
All right, you ready?
All right, we're gonna call this solid waste meeting September to order here. We do have a quorum here. We're gonna start out, we're gonna call the roll of who's here. Mr. Glover. Absent. Ms. Gregory. Mr. Moore.
Here.
Mr. Eden.
Here.
Randy Wilson. Here. Okay. Have y'all had a chance to read the minutes, both of y'all?
I did. I'll make the motion, but I'm not rushing anybody.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Looks like the ayes have that. Okay, we'll roll right in.
All right.
Corey?
Monthly report. We did a difference of about 250 tons we paid for that wasn't actually shipped because of the minimum. And I'm going to tie that into something later on I want to discuss of the price of what we're paying for disposal.
Okay, Corey, where's that on this report? It's not on it.
Right.
Number 4, page 4, where it says solid waste shipped, solid waste paid for. The 4946.12 and the 5194.19.
Okay. Thank you.
That's the difference there. Recycling was down because of our cardboard issues with the truck going down. And we've gotten open top bins at all the convenience centers now. We've started bringing the blue bins back in to the facility. And I think that I feel like if we do away with the blue bins, then we don't have to have that truck. Instead of having a specific truck for a specific type of box, if this is working out with the open top bins, and like Cedar Hill, since we have the 2 compactors, yes, it's going to take a minute longer to not switch the trash one out, but I'm thinking if we can do cardboard in one compactor and trash in the other compactor, then the guys can just take the roll-off truck, grab that cardboard bin, and head straight to Nashville with it.
As long as it works.
Yeah.
If it's working.
Yeah, as long as it's not going to back up traffic.
Corey, we got those double compactors so that we don't have to shut people down when they're there on Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Is it working though?
We haven't started. That's the plan. We have an open top out there now. And that's what Dale and I discussed, because I asked him if both, when they pull it on Saturday, because it has to be pulled either way, both, even if they had 2 compactors going, it wouldn't hold all day on Saturday. So when they go to pull it, I asked him how much extra time that's going to take, or can he do it at a time maybe before they open at 8, like do Cedar Hill first, and so it's not backing up traffic. And so Dale's going to play with that with the truck drivers and see how that goes before we ever start the collection of cardboard up there in the compactor.
Yeah, but Corey, we decided to pay the money to have 2 compactors so that you can fill this one up. People coming through, it gets full. The other one, they start putting in it, then they come and get that. It doesn't stop the traffic.
Right.
Okay,
But-
we can't take
But
that
if we
away.
pulled it in the morning before they open, it wouldn't stop traffic, is what we were going to try.
And then it wouldn't fill up in the
Why didn't
daytime.
we do that before we decided to buy double compactors?
What you just said. What he said.
Because during the week they have to pull it, like while they're open. But it's not a backup like it would be on Saturdays. Saturday's the long line day. And that's another reason why we built the road all the way around to where they come in this way. So you have a spot
You got
there.
the capacity.
But, I mean, I don't know how else to collect cardboard. If I do an open top there, I just thought it would be better to use the compactor for that if we could and see how that works, because you wouldn't be pulling it as often, and then you wouldn't have, you wouldn't have to worry about people not breaking it down in the open top, and see how that worked out, because the truck is beyond fixing. You know, and I know we're already,
I understand that.
I know we're already talking about loader, but there's just no way there's a truck in the picture, so I don't have any other way to collect the cardboard.
So how many
Well,
times, go ahead, I'm sorry.
But I know we take some of those blue bins, I know that we've had a request to take them to schools.
Mm-hmm.
And we turned them down
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have the truck. And I really think we're missing an opportunity, or we're changing what we decided to spend money for. And now we're not doing it that way. You know, every site we build, we're gonna build double compactors so that this lane is not gonna be stopped on Saturday morning when we get one full and switch over to another one.
Right. I mean, I can put an open top there. You're just gonna have a different
You
problem.
can put it over top where?
At Cedar Hill for the cardboard. I just want to try it with the compactor because that's like the one at Old Clarksville Pike and Cheatham. They have one compactor specifically for cardboard, then they have their trash ones, but you know, they have 4 compactors.
Well, Cedar Hill is the slowest one we got, isn't it? Yeah.
Or
Nick-
that and Orlinda.
The old one.
Orlinda's the slowest.
Okay, well, I don't want us to change what we all decided to do by building these sites with double compactors. And the reason we built double compactors was so that we don't have a delay on Saturday morning of up to an hour before, dropping one, taking it off, put it down, picking up the other one, put it on, taking it off, picking up the other. That's why we're spending the extra money. And if it's bad enough, and if we have enough requests, then this truck might not look so expensive to us.
The only thing is we can't go broke recycling either. I mean, like just since COVID, it dropped to 0. It's gone back up to 90. The last report I got, cardboard's back to 30 a ton. I mean, it was costing us, when we were taking it at $30 a ton, it was costing us more than what you're getting off of
We
it.
all know it costs more to recycle.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anything about it that's cost savings. Okay, just make a note that I said that.
But the
Let's
thing
do
about
more
it is,
of
with what Ms. Don's saying, if you did have a man there to swap it out before they open, how many times do they fill up on Saturday normally? How many times would you have to swap out?
We just pulled one box on
So
Saturday.
that would take care of the whole Saturday if you'd done it.
Yeah, but it won't take care of the one right here, right on the hill out here. It won't take care of, what's the other busy one?
Cross Plains, Greenbrier, both of those are busy, but they don't have the extra compactor that I could do that.
But she ain't gonna do that nowhere but that one place, right, Corey?
Right, like we can't do it up on the hill at West County. Cedar Hill is the only one slow enough that we'd be able to dedicate the compactor
Okay.
instead of having an open top box.
Okay.
So what you're saying, you wanna try this, there's nothing chisel and concrete at this point.
Right.
Right. I understand that. I wanted to get my 2 cents worth of it.
Well, let us know how it goes, Corey.
Okay, back to the report on page 5. You'll see the no charge, how I got that over to the side. That was $48,302.46 this month. We did take in a lot less in August than we did in July. It was a slower month. I was kind of shocked when we got the bill and I seen that we'd only hauled that much, but some of the private haulers have backed off with the price increased, but it hasn't been significant. And then
You think some people have backed off and took their garbage somewhere else, or
Well,
didn't pick up
it's
as much because of the
these
price
bigger,
increase?
yeah, because of the bigger companies, they could take their roll-offs to Nashville, and even if they're losing their time, it was still cheaper for them than bringing it to us now. But the revenue analysis, we finally got it up to 9 months now. August is on the second page. I had to put in there.
Page 6.
Pages 6 and 7. I could have done everything smaller, but then it'd been hard to see all the numbers. So I'm just going to let it continue on to 2 pages if that works for everybody. They just in Outta County, at 33,000 now, to where it was running, 11, 12,000 a month. It jumped up to 32, 34, 33, and then this month was 31,000, was just from Outta County. So that increase, I think, really helped on the Outta County price.
Which line is out of?
Like a fourth, fifth one down, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one down, I think, but sixth one down.
Oh, yeah.
Six
I
one down.
got it.
Is there any questions on any of the numbers?
I believe we're gonna get caught up.
Yeah, and that's what I brought the, my budget sheet for August, because I have this now with us postponing the meeting a week ahead. And right now, our solid waste income is at 17.18%. At the end of August, to be on track, it should be 16.66%. So we're at 17.18% for our revenue coming in. And then our disposal is right at, the 16.13. So we're right on track for disposal cost to be 2 months in to the year. The next thing I had on the agenda, we opened bids, I guess it was Tuesday afternoon, on the wall that's gotta be built back there. And, there was only 2 bidders. This is the only sheet I got, but I know there was no addendums or anything in the, bid when they opened them, because the engineer did say that. I tried calling Trey this morning to get the whole packets from the bids, but, I wasn't able to reach him. So all I have is the 2 numbers. The, lowest bid was Beach Construction at 95.9. And the other bidder out of Clarksville was Hughes Construction, 144.8. And, of course, Trey recommended going with low bid.
Who's got the packet?
Trey has like the whole packet of what they filled out. And Taylor did, but Taylor wasn't here when I got here today, so I was gonna try to get a copy from her. So I don't have a copy yet of the whole bid packet.
We can send them out when we get it.
But everything went as bid. There was no changes or addendums or anything that anybody put in here. So, and to get the ball rolling, to get the wall done, Mr. Bill, I guess Jody contacted him to have a finance meeting on Tuesday. I'll be out of town, but Trey is going to be at the meeting, or at least online, in case there's any questions. But we didn't feel like there would be much question with it being almost $50,000 difference.
That's a big difference, ain't it? If they doing the same
Sure
thing,
is.
both of them doing
That's
it.
that's why I asked my question. Are we sure it's apples to apples?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
We've dealt with Beach before on some.
a lot of difference, ain't it, Miss Don?
See, Beach is the one that came in so much cheaper on doing the bollards for me that time. So I don't know if because they deal in so much concrete, if they have some kind of deal, because when they brought the concrete out for those columns, it wasn't like people out of Pleasantview. It was like Eagle or something. It was something out of Nashville, because they're based out of
Another
Smyrna.
company.
But they must have some kind of deal on concrete's all I can figure, because they bid a lot of
Must have a
concrete.
good deal on it, is all I say.
Well, let's do it like this, Mr. Chairman. I make the motion, we accept the low bid with the contingent that nothing comes up when we see the whole packet at the finance meeting.
Nothing additional to call.
Nothing, or they didn't leave something off that the other guy left in.
Yes, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
He's joined online.
That carries.
Okay, Miss Patsy's online now.
And I was going to say, just so you all know, I am here.
Hold on a minute, Miss Patsy, I can't hear you.
Turn
We
it
gotta
up.
turn it up somehow. Hold on a minute.
There it is.
Now say that again, Miss Patsy.
I was just saying, I am here so that you all know.
Okay,
All right.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, we hear you now.
Thanks.
Okay, well, we just went over the bids, Miss Patsy, for the wall, construction.
And
there-
Corey, I heard all of that.
Okay, I didn't notice when you come on. Okay. Well,
I just wanted to make sure you knew I voted in favor of the low bid also.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Patsy.
So now we need to take a call for, Miss Patsy was yes.
Or Mr. Eden and I was all yes.
Okay, so that much. Okay, and then Also on the project, I just deducted out 96,000 even. So that would leave in that traffic flow project fund, we would still have $275,000 left there after we pay for, say, 96,000 for the wall.
How much would you say is gonna be left for it?
275.
Trey's met with people about working on the building, you know, where they talk about the structure and everything. It's probably gonna take quite a bit, you know, cause I'm gonna tell you, that thing's in bad shape.
Well, and that's something, I know Trey wasn't gonna be,
Talking about the building?
yeah, he had the structural engineer, building grounds, I think voted for the structural engineer to come in and assess the building. But now they're gonna come back in, I think, from what Trey said, and do a deeper to where that this building is usable and secure for another 10 to 15 years. I have the original list that they did, and I think there's some minor things that we can go ahead and start with, like they're talking about scraping some of that block on the outside of like where you go into my office, you can tell where moisture's made that, block start coming up. And I think that's the things that we could go ahead and do out of our building line for transfer station, because there's convenience center. We have budgeted for building $14,000. So what I was talking about to Trey is maybe starting doing like get a painter, get quotes for paint as somebody come in, because they're going to have a lift or something to get way up. One of the things was cleaning out the gutters and reattaching some where they were loose. I mean, some minor things I think we could go ahead and start working on, because the printout I have that Trey and I and that engineer went over, it's very detailed. I mean, like he took pictures of this column needs to be fixed, or that you need to put concrete around the bottom of this column because it's rusting. He did like individual pictures of everything. It's like too big.
Yeah, I think Trey's gonna sit down with us, cause some of it deals with safety. Of course, that needs to be addressed first, and, let's face it, the thing didn't get messed up like that in a day, and it's probably gonna take some different years and budgets to,
Right.
and getting our revenue back up. I think that's very important. Let's build a nest egg back up, and, it's just something that's gonna have to be.
Right.
We worked on, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't
that's,
let it go.
anything like it's hanging loose, like some of that tin that could blow off and cut a man's head off, that needs to be first priority. And
Well, and that's what I talked to Trey and them about that day. I said, there's some of the things like that my guys can do.
well, don't put them in any situation they'll get hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's things at the house that I ain't gonna do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, ain't that right, Don?
Yeah, I gotta clean my gutters out.
My wife's not gonna.
You better check with your wife on that.
So, but I think the plan is for Trey to be here next month
Yeah.
to go back over that in more detail as far as the building work and what needs to be addressed first, and what can wait, and that whole thing.
Yeah, I just want to say that I don't know what we did before we hired that guy. He has already saved us a lot of money, and just things is getting looked at. Hey, I'm telling you, we're looking at it.
The next thing on there, some surplus equipment. I didn't know if y'all want to go ahead and put the front end loader as is on Gov Deals. I really don't know what we get out of it, but maybe something for parts, or. And then,
Will that leave you two?
no, that's
This
the
is the truck,
Just
the
bu- oh,
the
okay,
cardboard
all that,
truck that's
okay.
dead.
garbage truck.
The cardboard truck that died. And then also the oldest Mack roll-off truck, I think, because we haven't used it as a spare or even on the yard in probably 9 months now. Dale suggested, he said, I think we might as well go ahead and surplus that, because we're not going to use it when we have the two good trucks. It's not something we'd really use out on the road anyways. We used it some when we still had the yard boxes there before we built the convenience
We
center.
got two more trucks that'll.
Yes, we still have the newer Mack and the newer Freightliner, But, you know, those are getting on up there, but there's no need for that roll off just to sit there and keep deteriorating. We might can still get something out of it now since it runs and,
Right, yeah, I
but,
agree. I agree. But
Okay.
let's don't let our fleet get too lean where we, you know,
right,
have to bite the bullet. Even though the budget committee might not want to hear it, we still can't stop this garbage.
right. Yeah,
We'll have to
but
answer
that's
for
not
that.
something, like I said, that we would go pull one of the convenience centers with. It's more or less, we would use it on site and that's it. So, I mean, instead of it going down further, maybe we can get something out of it now. And then also,
If you want the motion,
Yeah.
well, I got two more things on
On
surplus.
same, okay.
Okay. And then I was gonna see if, what you want to do with the blue 8-yard dumpsters. Do we hang on to them a
You
while?
talking about the cardboard one?
Mm-hmm. The recycled ones, do we
How
hang
many,
on?
how many, 8 up, you say?
No, there's some newer ones. I gotta get Dale to get me a total count. There's some newer ones that I feel like, that some of them we got 2 years ago, so they're like brand new.
Ooh.
The older ones, the bottoms are about out of them. These are some that's been sitting back there around where you go to the brush pile for a while. That should have been scrapped out when we scrapped out those open tops last fall. So I've got a stack of older 8-yard bins now, then I have these newer ones that I've just pulled from the convenience
How much
center.
does a new one cost?
Um,
Roughly.
when we did, let's see, $10,000 got us 8 of them. Last time we did, because we put 10,000 in recycling capital outlay.
$10,000 bought 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
If we get some that's rusted.
Don't sell the new ones because we may very well have to buy us a truck
I
and go
agree.
back to collecting.
But if
the
we
stuff.
get some that's terrible, we don't need to just leave them sitting there either when it gets.
Yeah, at that, I mean, we had somebody come in one time and sand them down and weld on them and repaint them and tried to make them look pretty before we got them new ones. But there's these that I don't see putting the money in. I mean, they're just, I would scrap metal. I don't think anybody would even buy them because you would have to put so much work in them. But
Yeah,
that's some of the original ones too that came when we got the truck in '96.
but they're only worth what they're way out.
Right. So, that's what I was gonna ask you if we hang
What
on.
is scraps, you know?
We ain't got anything in this month yet. Rawls
So I
picked
don't
up a
know.
box today.
It's,
I don't know what it is right
I
now.
don't know if I wouldn't wait to see the price.
Yeah. Well, that's what we did with that old compactors and stuff. That's the reason we had waited to see if metal was going back up. But, we'll just wait on all of that and just do the trucks. How about we get a motion to surplus the one truck? Or do y'all want to go ahead and surplus both trucks and see what we can get out of?
A second.
You talking about for both trucks?
Right, I need a motion and a second to both trucks to be made surplus.
A second.
Get a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Ah,
Uh,
We all have, all ayes.
Okay.
Ms. Patrick,
So we'll just hang on to the dumpster boxes to see where we go with that on either selling scrap or selling.
Corey, just a little bit off subject, I guess, right
Sure.
here, if I may, Mr. Chair.
go ahead.
On this, scrap, we have a box out there. Do we have any way that we can play the market, so to speak, with that thing, you know, when it gets about full? I guess the people that pull it, do they decide when they're gonna pull it, or do you?
No,
call
we
them?
call them when it's full because they only give us one box.
Okay,
It's their box, so it's not like I can set it to the side and hang on to it for a little while to see if it goes up. They provide the boxes, Mid-State, and then Rawls does the refrigerators.
okay.
Which that's a great deal because we don't have to pump those down anymore like we did because I don't even have anybody certified anymore to do it.
That's good information, good question.
But yeah, since they just provide one box, I wish it could be that we had enough boxes we could sit on it till the price went back up, you know, but we normally just call them whenever we get a bin full and they come pull it and put us another empty down. All right, I wanted to go over some loader expenses. I know we talked about we needed new loader, all this stuff. If you think about a new loader being 200,000, we'll just say 200,000. And we do it on a 5 year, so that's $40,000 a year you think about for just a loader. And I just wanted y'all to take it, I just jotted down some numbers. None of these are exact numbers, but, every year the budget for equipment repair is $52,000. Last year we spent $80,000. Sorry. The newest loader that we have that's 6 years old, it needs tires right now. Either way, we're going to get tires on it. That's $18,000. It's literally almost down to the rim. We've run it as long as we could. I did a basic of, I just paid $1.50 a gallon for fuel last time I got it.
That's gonna go up.
And I'm sure that's going to go up. But I figured each loader that runs all day, which that's normally 2 loaders, that's $9,000 per loader each year. Cost of the operator, I just averaged at $40,000. So a total cost that we're spending on, say, 1 loader a year right now is $159,000. I went back and looked, because Jeff Purvis, I was talking to him about this underage. The extra cost that it would have cost us for them to load and haul and us not have all this loader expense, it would be a savings of $63,000 a year. Yes, disposal costs would be more, but the way I'm looking at it
Why
now,
would disposal costs be more?
because
They
it's,
bid $5 a ton to load it.
no, it was actually, I went back and pulled the numbers.
Yeah.
He bid $3.25 or $3.50 more.
More.
Yeah, load it.
Okay.
So the disposal cost would be more, but our equipment
Yeah.
and the bottom dollar, we'd be coming out way ahead at this point.
I've done some checking around it. Everybody's going to that. Whoever hauls it, loads it.
And and this
Well,
is
it
just,
cures a lot of ills.
Absolutely.
Well, we had,
Overweight, underweight.
yeah, we wouldn't have the here.
but we also had an accident out there last month,
We've had 2 in this year.
and we wouldn't have had them if somebody else was responsible. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's going to happen.
Because now they're at the point, they won't pull one out if it's over 90,000. They're either putting in more scales or they're getting hot on them across the line, is what the drivers are saying. So now, I had one the other day that was 92,000, they wouldn't pull. I had to park it on the yard, wait to the end of the day, so it ties up that trailer all day. Then I had to back it in, take my loader, and try to pick enough off the top to get it back down under weight. So, and
Me personally, I think we need to really look at this and if we get somebody loaded and us save money, it's just
well, because we could still, even if we surplused out 1 or 2 of the 3 loaders, if we still had 1 loader on site to do our tires, load our metal, it could even go help out keeping the brush pile tighter, but you still would have to have 1 loader
We're
operator.
always gonna have to have one.
We're always going to have a loader and operator.
We always go
But it's
almost
not
like that
gonna-
too, in case one goes down this week.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know that I would surplus both out, just because. I mean, the 2 oldest are that old. And they're not going to be running 12 hours a day. They're not going to be, they're not going to be slamming and grappling, and they're not going to have the wear and tear that we have now. I've hauled 4 cylinders to be fixed in the past 3 weeks off the grapple buckets. And I only have this included. I got a bucket at H&H right now that's going to cost $5,000 to be fixed. And just since September, because these were August that I looked at numbers, I've already spent $3,000 on cylinders.
yeah. And I added up the light weights we got charged was $8,000.
Yeah, $8,000 this month was the lightweights.
Well, can we change the contract in the middle
Well,
of the year?
the reason Jeff Purvis brought it to my attention is when I told him that we had some over and they wouldn't pull it, and he and I got in a conversation, and he said, Corey, I really think you would have saved money by now if we would have loaded. And he said that he had talked to the landfill up there, and I think Commissioner Glover had been back up there, and they had told Purvis about it, and he was questioning what the cost would be, a free bid or something. I don't know what took place. It was hearsay. But he said, Corey, y'all would have probably already come out ahead. And he said, I would honor that price if you told me to come in tomorrow and start loading. But I figured that needs to be ran through Clyde Because if something's bid and we went with option 1, can we switch to option 3
Right.
during the contract
Yeah.
period?
Plus, did anybody else bid on loading down other than Purvis?
Oh, there, we had several.
No,
Yeah,
not on
Yeah, a
the,
bunch of,
Oh, yeah,
The
not
guy
on
that we
loading
didn't
out.
know,
the guy
that
Keith.
we didn't know, do it, but it's got a connection up there with them.
Yeah, Keith, somebody Keith knows.
now that one was just hauling. There was some, I think there was 2 that bid
Load out.
to load out, but the other one was a lot higher than what Purvis was at the 325
Yeah.
extra.
Corey, are we, how many employees left
Well,
are we
that's,
gonna?
and that was my biggest fear before. That's the reason I was just so against it. I was like, I can't lose these people that's been with me 30 years, you know? But I have left one of my yard positions open for, what, a year now?
Yeah, every bit of a year.
So
not
we
a
would
little
still have
over
to
a
keep
year.
one of the loader operators. The other one could step down to the yard position if they want to stay with us.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Mr. Chairman, I like the idea when I heard about it from the first time, setting up in that conference room out there. So if we need to get this off dead center, I sure can support it.
And also, one of my loader operators, his 30 years will be in October, so he's been hitting towards retirement.
That's what I heard.
So,
I heard it too.
but he wants to find out, you know, what he can draw and all that sort of thing. So, you know, I'm not saying this is going to start tomorrow, and, you know,
Well,
some of the,
half the money is what I heard.
Well, see, the thing about that open position you got, we've got some work that needs to be done back there where all that bush hogging needs to be done.
Right.
The dozer could be running.
what-
But see, that's Tim that does all
well,
that.
see, and that's what something else we've been working on. I've rented a traco for a month. There was a spot that was seeping in the landfill that we've tried just patching and catching up. But we finally went in and dug last week. We dug down to the 26-year-old trash trying to figure out, why is this seeping? Is it a mattress? Is it a tire? Awfulest smell in the world. But what it is we've got to go in and add some more dirt at the top of one of the slopes because that groundwater is sinking in and it's coming underneath.
Yeah.
The engineer who's been all across this country, he was taking just gobs of pictures when we dug in. He said, y'all have the best ground cover out of anybody in the U.S. He said, I've never seen this thick of ground cover. And he's like, it's awesome. But he said, it's holding water down here. So what we had to do is we had to put a gas bin in. The engineer, they did this at Bi County, and so he showed my guys how to set it up. But it's like a siphon pipe that comes out. Gravity feeds down into one of those big tanks that we have, like we normally pour paint up in, like 150-gallon tank. Right now it's siphoned into that. Now when it rained Saturday and came that heavy rain, he had to pump out like 5 tanks. But the engineer said once we can get the more clay packed up at the top of the hill, that should slow down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, next step would be we have Environment Conservation wants you to use a double wall pipe for any leachate now. So we would have to run a line. If we can't keep up with it in tanks, we would run a line down to another monitoring well in tank. And just the line would be $6,000. But it's got to be fixed. I mean, by
Right.
Getting
regulation.
wrote up for it.
Yeah. It's, so we're not written up. But while I have the track hoe in there, though, because it was the same price if I rented it 3 weeks, it was the monthly price by the time I got there. So I rented it for 2 weeks first, seeing that after the rain, we're not going to have it done. So I called back yesterday, told them we're going to keep it for a month. But we can move some of that chips out from where we ground to give us more room there to wait on moving the brush pile.
Where you gonna move them to?
The chips we can take to the back side and we just let them rot down like we did before. We just got to get our brush pile area open back up. So like number 1 on the to-do list is getting everything we can done with this track hoe. I got it in. Number 2, I want to get the metal pile moved because we put that on hold while dealing with this the past 2 weeks. We cut a bunch of trees around the old shop, got it cleaned out up there. Right now it's where I got the blue bins sitting, but I got to move them. But, and then number 3, figure out brush pile.
Getting back to this, you may
Let's
call,
get back
you
to
may,
work.
you may call Clyde tomorrow and tell him, look at it. Okay, I'll do that.
But
I think that's,
I think it's a great idea, as long as, if, like, for instance, if Purvis and them done it, long as they got the equipment to put in there to keep it
Well,
going.
it looks like, Mr. Chairman,
But they'd be responsible.
that if they don't, everybody understands that bid that same thing. So it's not like that we're doing something that's totally different. It's almost like we're the last ones to sign up for this load and haul. I really do like the idea. So whatever we need anything more than the mayor going to talk to the county
I
attorney.
think that's where we gotta start with.
Just see
And
if
then
it
if
can be
that's
changed.
okay, I
Yeah, we-
think we should move formally to
I
either
mean, yeah,
change in the middle of the stream or rebid it. I would hope we could change in the middle of the stream if it don't upset the apple cart with
Yeah,
something that's,
because he
Yeah,
said he would
illegal
honor
or not.
whatever he
I
bid.
think that if the mayor checked that out and see what we do, and even if we have to have a special meeting to
absolutely.
prove it, that's, you know. That's
Not only is the money, there's a lot of liability that goes with those overweight trucks.
Right, we're not responsible
We
for none
have
of
no
that.
idea what it
And
is
I,
because we,
and I didn't even
we're
include
lucky.
overtime. I'm not gonna have overtime on my guys being there 12 hours a day from start to finish loading. You know, so
Oh, yeah.
it's probably even more cost efficient than this number I have. This was just what I was throwing out there when I was thinking about it earlier in the week, and it's just these repairs, they're killing us. And I'm not saying there wouldn't be repairs, but like I said, we're not gonna be using these loaders.
Not as many.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, everything, every department in this county, there, we make a conscious decision, do we hire it out or do we do it ourselves?
right.
And we have to weigh everything in, and it sounds like this is a no-brainer.
I mean, like I said, that was my biggest concern before was an employee, but now that, like I said, I've kept that position open. And if one's talking about retirement, then
We got you.
I know. That's all I got, because I kind of covered the loader expenses and the post-closure work that I was going to tell you about with the track coat. I just kind of threw all that in there together. So that is all.
You said we're gonna have to get some, did I hear you right, some like clay and pack that back or something?
Yeah, and
Do
we have
it on
some.
Site there?
Yeah, actually, it works out that the ones that did Infinity Pipeline, the one that did our job, they were doing another job nearby and asked if we had some places for some loads. So I actually have some stockpiled
That's
right
good.
now.
They brought
So.
good
Yeah, they got good clay in, so I can use that. And then what we gotta do is just take the dozer, scrape off the topsoil, and then pack the clay in and get it back at the right grade, and
Good deal.
hopefully be good to go then, and that problem will be solved. Because this is something they dug into probably 10 years ago trying to fix, and never found anything. They thought, like I said, it was a mattress that had floated up or a tire or something that was making this seep
Was
out.
that backhoe that Randall rented that was set up there while?
Mm-hmm. We had it for 2 months, yeah, because that's when we ran the line
Might be
too.
them barrels he's digging for and them some eggs was there.
I wasn't there then. I don't know. Shh. I don't want to know about no barrels. I cannot confirm or deny those allegations.
Oh, hey, listen, stuff like this gonna rot and settle.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing where that stuff doesn't get air.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a shoe down in there from at least 26 years ago that still looked normal.
years, that's when I bought these shoes.
I mean, I took pictures,
Hey,
a double
And
cola
that stuff-
bottle.
Right, that stuff looks just like it did when you.
It did.
Hey, don't tell how many antiques y'all could dug up out there.
I mean, there was just like, an
26
old bottle. It was amazing because that's the first time that I have actually been in it and seen that
What it
old
looked
of
like.
trash come up. Actually, I've seen pictures, I've seen videos, but at our place, that's the first time I've been down, and it's the first time I ever smelt that smell too.
Up there.
That's all you have, right, Corey?
That's all I got.
Anybody else have anything they want to bring up? Oh, you-
Move to adjourn.
I second the motion.
all in favor? Go.
I won't say these reports is a lot better. I like them.
I do too.
It's something I can carry back tomorrow and study
Mhm.
and yeah, I like it. I like it.
Bill, when you check with him on that, will you, and let us know if we need to act on